For her first 3 years, Autumn has been part of the First Steps Early Intervention Program. Like many children with developmental delays or disabilities, she has been receiving a number of home-based services. As her third birthday approaches, it is time for her family, along with her service providers, to begin planning for Autumn's transition. The transition planning process involves some important activities and timelines. With everyone's help, Autumn and her family will be better prepared for the important changes that are about to occur. Successful transition begins with people thinking about the future, planning ahead, and working together.
The day before Autumn's third birthday will be the last day in which she will receive First Step services, and in order to make the transition smooth into the next agency, which would be the school corporation if you so choose, there are some steps that we need to take to prepare for that transition.
When children with disabilities turn 3, they graduate from the First Steps Early Intervention Program. Some children will be eligible for early childhood special education services through the public schools. Others will attend a Head Start program if one is available. Other community preschools or programs may also have services that will be beneficial to Autumn and her family.
From a professional side, being a service coordinator, I think it's important that you let the families know all their options.
To ensure a smooth transition from home to school or other programs, families will begin working with First Steps, public school professionals, and other service providers well before a child's third birthday.
Transition talking is something that we just do all the time. We do get more serious about it, just so you know. There are certain times the public school system likes to be notified at the 18-month birthday if in fact we're anticipating that we may have a need for a child to be in special education preschool.
The Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, referred to as IDEA, requires that each child from First Steps be referred with parental permission to the public school for evaluation. The purpose of the evaluation is to determine whether the child is eligible for special education services. The eligibility criteria for early childhood special education is different from the eligibility criteria in First Steps. For special education eligibility, a child must have a disability in one of 13 disability categories and be in need of special education. Both early intervention and special education services are covered under the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. By watching this program, Steps for Success Transition at age 3, parents will gain a better understanding of how to ensure a smooth transition for children from one set of services to another. It's all about communication. When families and professionals plan ahead and work together, children are more likely to move easily into this new and exciting phase of their lives. For children who've been receiving services through First Steps, a transition conference will be scheduled by the First Steps service coordinator between 4 and 9 months prior to your child's third birthday. This conference offers an opportunity for parents, First Steps staff, and with parental consent, a representative of the local school district to develop a transition plan. Like Autumn, Labrian has also been part of First Steps. He too is eager to move a little further out into the world, to see new things and make new friends. Labrian's transition conference was held at a Head Start program because his parents are interested in learning more about Head Start services, as well as about services through the public schools once he turns 3. Autumn's transition conference was held at her home. Her service coordinators arranged the meeting, being mindful of work schedules and calendars. Before the transition conference, First Step service coordinators talked to each set of parents about some of their child's potential service choices. Both sets of parents are interested in pursuing services from their school system. Once parents have given their consent, First Step service coordinators set up transition conference when parents and a school representative can participate. When parents plan to refer or are considering referring their child for services from public schools, our school representative is invited to participate. To prepare for their transition conferences, Autumn's and Labrian's parents thought about the following. What does our child need to grow and develop? How do we want our child to play and learn? Where would our child be going to school if he or she did not have a developmental delay or disability? The transition conference allows parents and their child to get to know a new set of professionals. Part of the conference includes sharing with these professionals the kinds of activities and therapies your child has been involved in through First Steps. Autumn's mother talked about her hopes for Autumn's future. Labrian's parents did the same.
Some of the
First Steps service coordinators arrange the transition conference. Other First Steps professionals who've been working with your child may attend the conference. Autumn's parents gave permission to the First Steps service coordinator to invite a public school representative.
Group of other children.
In Labrian's case, his parents consented to inviting a Head Start representative and a representative from the public school. Parents may also want to invite friends or other family members to accompany them. The Transition Conference is a time for parents and professionals to explore options and design a transition plan. Parents may want to ask questions such as the following. How will it be determined if my child is eligible for special education or for other services? What information is needed to determine eligibility? How will the information be provided? When will the assessment take place? What testing may be done? Can a family member be present for testing? What placement options are available through the local school district? Who can we call if we have more questions? Evaluation is the next step in the transition process. The evaluation process cannot begin until the parent gives the school written consent to evaluate, or during the evaluation process, parents can share important facts about their child. They may ask questions about the evaluation, what will be done, and why. Once a child has been evaluated, family and professionals meet again. A meeting is convened by the school representatives. Once again, parents may want to invite friends or other family members. During this conference, eligibility will be determined, and if the child is eligible, an individualized education program will be developed. The individualized education program is often referred to as the IEP. The evaluation and eligibility determination meeting will be scheduled within 60 days of parents giving their consent. Services are expected to begin by your child's 3rd birthday. It is critical that the transition process begin early enough to allow for the evaluation timeline and for developing the IEP by your child's 3rd birthday. By law, children must be educated in what is known as the least restrictive environment. You may hear people refer to this as the LRE. Least restrictive environment means that whenever possible, children with and children without disabilities will go to school together. For some children, a least restrictive environment means they will be in the classroom that only serves children with disabilities. If the general education setting prevents a child from receiving the appropriate education that meets his or her needs, then it is not considered the LRE. School districts must have a continuum of placement options. Some alternatives may include opportunities for participation in early childhood programs in the community, Head Start, school-based early childhood programs, or in early childhood special education programs. In all cases, the decision on the child's LRE is determined on a case-by-case basis by the IEP team, which includes the parents. Children who receive physical or occupational therapy under First Steps may not be eligible for these therapies through early childhood special education. These therapies, referred to as related services in special education, will only be included if the IEP team agrees that the therapy is necessary to enable the child to benefit from special education and that there is a direct impact on a child's educational progress. In other words, related services are services that are supplemental to the child's instructional program and are required for the child to benefit from special education. All special education and related services provided through the IEP are available at no cost to parents. If the IEP team determines that a child is not eligible for special education services, the First Steps coordinator will help identify other options. These may include Head Start, community child care programs, cooperative playgroups, or library story hour. Head Start programs are available throughout the state. Each program has age and income eligibility criteria. All Head Start programs are dedicated to providing high-quality care and education to young children.
We do have a good working relationship with the school system. We have a speech pathologist, one of theirs, here in our building, serves our children daily. I mean, she has a full load here with our Head Start children 5 days a week. We have another speech pathologist, has a little language group in our school. They're not necessarily Head Start children, but they're here in our school.
Other community programs may also be available, and parents may want to explore other options. A visit to a child care site can give families a better understanding of the services that will be offered to their child. Parents can ask questions such as the following. What transportation services will be available? Can my child visit the new school with me? Will the teacher understand times when my child needs special help? How do the teachers and families communicate? Are there activities for families? What supplies will my child need?
Do you like your school?
While these programs become the parent's financial responsibility when a child turns 3, the First Step Service Coordinator can help locate information about funding and availability until the child turns 3. For families and preschool personnel to continue working together, questions will arise and new decisions will have to be made. Your child's goals and objectives will change over time, and his or her IEP will be updated at least once each year. Parents are a part of the IEP team meeting when IEP planning and review takes place. Moving further out into the world. Making new friends. Continuing to learn. These are exciting times for young children. By working together, families and professionals can make their children's transition from early intervention to early childhood special education or other future services a happy and successful time.